Today, we're stepping into a deeply important and urgent topic. We'll unpack drug abuse by teenagers that has been wrecking homes and wrecking destinies of children.
If you look at the people who are affected are children from well-to-do families, then the question is why?
Talk to your children, ladies and gentlemen. Have a conversation with them. But the question is, do you have the time?
If I'm to use, for example, our own experiences, growing around our relatives, you are living like almost in 6 homes. By the time you're becoming an adult, you've lived like in 16 homes, seeing all sorts of things, doing all kinds of work. Were we stressed? Maybe we were. But how come we did not turn to alcohol? That's why I feel...
I have your answer. Welcome to Bump Love, where we have honest, intriguing, powerful, deep conversations on motherhood, on parenting, and on womanhood. Today, we're stepping into a deeply important and urgent topic, and it's a continuation of our series on teens and tension. Now, teenagers are growing up in a very layered environment. There are influences, there is access, there is information that is available to them even when it wasn't available to us. And what's happening is their curiosity is getting the better of them. What begins as an experiment can sometimes and very many times become a crisis. In this episode of our Teens and Tensions, we are discussing when innocence meets influence, teen drug culture. We'll unpack drug abuse by teenagers that has been wrecking homes and wrecking destinies of children. For this show, our guest is Dr. Naboth Coole. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
He's a lecturer at Macquarie University. He's a passionate voice in the area of youth advocacy and special needs education. He's also the founder of Hope for People with Disabilities. After having been wrecked with polio at a very tender age, 2 years in a coma, but he's lived through that adversity and now is speaking on behalf of people with disabilities. And of course, with us is the wonderful Mama Boy. Say hello to our viewers, Mama Boy. We now call her Mama Boy. Husky, thank you so much for coming to the show. Sharon O, thank you so much for joining me on the show. And I remain your host, Manuela Mulondo. So, before we got into this conversation, there was Dr. Naboth has a relationship with everybody in this room. But there's a particular relationship between those two. And immediately, so I said, I tell you a story. So I would like us to start from that story.
Manuela, thank you very much for having me. I'm so humbled to be before you today and sharing about the life of the generation that we raise. It's not about Sharon. She almost put us in trouble.
Wow. How?
We're at campus, and she was not ready for any relationship.
Okay.
Because she was so passionate about education.
Okay.
And there were many boys who were chasing her. Then I can tell you.
Okay.
Wow.
So what we did, me and my colleague, Edwin Msime, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we concocted the relationship with her. So it would either be me to be her boyfriend or Edwin.
Wow, Sharon.
Yes, concocted. Yeah. And now, boys started chasing us. Yes.
So I ended up making business. I would sell her number. Yes.
Wow. A wrong one, guys.
And I would give her wrong
number.
How much?
10,000, 20,000. It was a lot of money in 2,000.
Depending how many meals.
Like
And that was KFC. No, it was chicken tonight. Those were the the posh places. So then at times we take her out on that money.
So this would give me thinking, these brothers of Christ are so kind. They're so generous.
But thank God we saved you.
Oh, you did. Oh, you did, yeah. I was well kept.
Until you met Nelson.
Until I met the one and only.
You know?
Mr. Ojwea.
Ojia Nelson. So,
Wow.
in fact, ninyendente.
No, indeed.
Wow. Well, not a hen, please. The chicken, no. He wants.
Yeah. So Manuel, that is the
That's
story I was
the
talking
story.
about.
You went viral recently of an eye-opening conversation that you were having with one of our fellow YouTubers,
Okay.
Wanda Jr., and you were talking about drug abuse. And this is a topic that we're just about to get into, and we're like, this is it. Why not? Let's have him come over.
Yeah.
And we specifically wanted to talk about drug abuse because it's a very silent killer. It kills the person, but also kills the people around them, those that care about them. And we wanted to have this conversation because we realized so many mothers are losing their children.
Sure.
There's a scripture that tells us that women come and get their dead. We hope that in this particular episode, mothers will go and pick up their dead
Definitely,
children.
yeah,
They'll go and pick
yeah.
up their children that have been drowned
True.
in the shackles, in the depths of drug abuse. That is what we're hoping to do with
True,
this show.
True.
But let's start from the basics.
Okay.
Ladies, Dr. Coole, what kinds of drugs are teenagers using to them? And right now, what type of drugs are they using? And how are they getting access to these drugs? Where are they coming from?
I think, let me start with that. Thank you very much, Manuela, for having me here. We are dealing with two serious matters in this world now that has been taken unserious. Two. One is mental health, another one is drug abuse. And drug abuse, unfortunately, if you look at the people who are affected, are children from well-to-do families.
Yeah.
Then the question is why? Now, you may think of drug abuse, but you also forget, I think you talked about it in our intro, that much as things could not be looked at as a drug, but because of the exposition of information, they have come up with means to make it an abuse, something abuse. A case in a point is what I talked about in the previous video, bread. Who doesn't know that bread is good?
Yeah.
But now it's an abuse, it's a drug.
It's being used to
It's
abuse
being
drugs.
used as a drug. What do? They will run, get a bottle of warrage, power it in that bread, put it in a microwave, and it dries again, assemble it again into the kavera, and takes it to school. Now for you as a matron, you are seeing bread. In schools, that slice is 20,000. And you give them money. Pocket money. Needle, you buy that, 2 kilograms. They will power it down, get tot packs for warrage, whatever, put them down, put milk again, seal it, take needle to school. Where is the problem? The problem is the gap that has been cultivated by us parents. We've delegated our responsibilities to the maids, TV, askari, internet. You buy a tab. Oh, I know all of your children have tabs.
No.
Thank God.
Not anymore.
Thank God.
They had them. Yeah.
I had pressure at home. I bought them, but intentionally, but apologetically, I broke them. Yes.
Wisdom.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Daddy, when are you buying? So, I have not yet gotten money, but I will. But intentionally, I broke them. Why? I realized the problem.
Yeah.
Children are dying in schools. As the management thinks, they also think. But as I said, the problem is the gap that we allow to develop. One,
Well, yeah.
the question I normally ask parents, you are all parents here, are your children your friends? Thank God. Oh, we are the African parents. Don't you know I'm your mother? Then when they hear the car coming, they all
Organize their pillows and disappear.
now, because we've created that gap, somebody took over. And what they teach them, they will take it as the gospel truth because they are close to them. They became their parents.
The phone.
They actually call them confidants. Best friend, they are those with my besties. You even allow them to go for night outs. Sleepovers. Have we ever bothered to follow the conversations and the sleepovers? I don't say I am against it, but I must ensure that where my daughter or my son is going to sleep, we have a lot in common. And the parent would do exactly what I would have done.
It's true.
Are we doing that? Can you do a reflection of what your parents did? And auntie, you know, these days, I don't want my children to go through what I went through. Have you forgotten that what you went through is what
Shaped
made
you.
you the woman
It's
that
true.
you were, taking care of the boy and the girl, that many people are proud to see? It's what you went through. But now, you have some little money to spend. Actually, I call them poor people with some little money to spend.
Poor people with what?
Some little money to spend. They call themselves rich. And yes. And you've decided to kill the generation that you are interested in.
Yeah.
Actually, judgment is not far away. It's when you will be afraid to call your son, your child, your child. That is judgment. That is the judgment. Don't wait for it to be in heaven.
You don't wait to die. To go
Here.
before the big book
Here.
my name
Here.
in the book of life.
Good.
And I normally tell them also that, okay, save that money. You'll pay for the lawyers to defend your children in courts. Thank you. I'm that hard.
Yeah.
Why? Because, I mean, we have delegated responsibilities that we are meant to. Actually, the first ministry as the body of Christ is your family.
Yeah.
Yes, we have pulpits, we have CEOs, we have companies, they are thriving. Look back. How is it?
Status.
The joy of a parent as an African man is to see your child brought up the best way possible, that you are proud to say, oh, that is my child.
Yeah.
That is the joy of every parent. The question is, can you say it?
Can you?
That is where the biggest problem is. And this is where it is starting from. The devil is at work.
Yeah.
He knows that once the family is shattered,
Then
the
he
society is shattered, therefore the country. The moral fabric of a society is family. If we want to raise a society tomorrow, it starts with a microcosm. In economics, we call it the microcosm of a society. It's a family.
Yeah.
It is the family that will make a society. And it is the society that will make a nation. No wonder now corruption is the highest level. Why? We breastfeed our children on corruption money.
Corruption money.
We've driven our children in cars that were meant for the medicine of people who died. And you take it lightly and think that, oh, my children are happy. No, God never lies. Ladies and gentlemen, never forget that God never lies. You will reap what you sow. Do it now. Your children are happy. Somebody in the north died because of the medicine that you were meant to buy, but you bought a car to take your child to school. Trust me, that child will never be. I'm not cursing, but I'm
just a
telling you the
reality.
truth. So now, basically, it comes back to us, you and I, in the family. I like some families. They complement each other. Hey, today I'm taking, I decided, I drove my girls to school. No matter what. It's at exactly 6:30. Daddy, we are ready. However much I like that sleep, I will wake up. But the conversation you have in the car is more precious than any money. Recently, you know, I'm on the road where the president is using now. Recently, and there are many VIPs living there. So I'm driving, and then a convoy is pushing us on the side. It's like, Daddy, you told us you are going to Parliament. Will they drive you like this? I said, no. Why are they driving them like thieves?
Oh, wow. Like thieves. That's the interpretation.
Where are they? Why can't they wake up early to go? And so I was trying to justify why they should be given that option. I said, but you said they are going to office, but you also have an office, but you wake up early. So now I'm trying to explain the abnormal into normal, but they are proving me wrong.
Yeah.
Now imagine I was not that wise to keep on, you know, diverting them, and they landed on somebody who will tell them, oh, those are thieves who are killing, stealing our money. You know, that is what they will take. That conversation, how often do you have that conversation with your children? Can they confide in you? Say, Mama, today it was bad. Recently, I have a daughter who is 10. She told me, Daddy, you know, there is a boy, today they have chased him from school. I said, why? He went to the supermarket and stole. They followed him to school, and he's been dismissed. I was like, do you remember me telling you about stealing? He said, yes. What did I tell you? He said, oh, it is very bad. I said, now, have you seen? I said, oh, Daddy, you told us about it. They were reflecting on my words vis-a-vis the experience they have seen.
Yeah.
Never expect her to do it.
Yeah, that's true. Wow. We've been schooled. I think let's end our show.
Yeah.
Because now what else? To say what? It's been real good show. Thanks, man. Okay, ladies, any examples you've had of the drugs that...
I think I'll share a story. I went to see my daughters on Sunday, and one of the class teachers, one of them, her class teacher, came to speak to me, and he said, do you know what we did? We told them, everybody write on a piece of paper, go out of class, write on a piece of paper, anybody you think needs help and why they need help. Bring it, don't put your name, let it be as anonymous as possible. He said the number of children using drugs in the school, even as teachers,
It's
we
high.
got scared.
It's very high.
Because now they're not afraid. They would write, Alexandra goes to the toilet at break time and vapes. So I'm asking the teacher, so what is vaping? He said, look at this one. Anyway, vapes. So-and-so comes with with weed cookies. You know, all those things. Like, they said, my friend, we just read the paper like this. They have a school counselor. They just, Alexandra, go to the school counselor. They will handle you from there. Now, the school counselor also calls the parents. And he said the parents were as shocked as the teachers.
That is what is happening. And actually, for the night now, this is, I think, my 11th year in counseling in schools. They know me. Those who are watching me, I will not mention schools because it's not professional too. But I can tell you, every time I appear in a school, you'll be shocked on the line of students who like to talk to me. But also my observation, you will discover that some of the questions I'm answering is what Manuela would have answered.
Oh.
Yes. The line is always, they
cannot.
cannot, because you are not their friend. You're scaring them.
How do we become friends?
Thank you. A good question.
I also want to ask,
Yes.
because they keep telling us, you're not your children's friend. You are here to parent them, to lead and to guide.
And who-
But communication, I can communicate with you as a parent and I can communicate as a friend. What's the difference?
Now, who told you that my parent cannot be my best friend? In fact, I would prefer it that way. Because every word from you, I will take it as the gospel truth. But also being a friend doesn't mean that you don't do your parental responsibility. In a life that we live, we have 3 categories of friends. We have confidants, we have comrades, and colleagues. Colleagues are the people who cry with you, or you do everything you can do in your presence, but for a short period of time. The moment they get what they wanted from you, you will never see them again. Those are the people who say, hey, what happened? This person used to call me every day. They got what they wanted.
Yeah, and moved on.
Comrades are the people who will be with you for a period of time for their development. Personal development.
To make themselves better.
Network. You are their best network.
To where
You
they
can,
want to
you
go.
know the Prime Minister, you can go together to the Prime Minister, then the Prime Minister does what they want. The moment they get it, now, we have now this one that are very rare. If you could have them in your life and you have 3, life will be better. Confident. If you have 3, you will be the best person.
Many.
These are the people who look straight on your face and tell you the truth. They don't care how you feel.
Yeah.
I had 3, 1 died. Who happened to have been my godfather. A confidant is a person who looks straight. So a parent and a friend must dress up the confidant dress. Attire. I don't tell you this because I hate you. No. I tell you this, I even slap you.
So you can
Because
punish
I
as
love
a
you.
friend. I think that's what disturbs
Exactly,
parents.
yes.
When we become friends,
Having
how do we
fun.
like rebuke? How do we
rebuke.
punish?
Be-
So I'll watch you misbehave, and because I'm your friend,
No, no,
want
no,
to
no.
lose
I'll humble myself. I don't want to lose the
In
friendship.
fact, that is the best person because I want you better.
So I
That is the
can
best.
punish you,
Yes, you can. But in love, not to punish, to kill.
not revenge.
Recently, my boy, I have 3 years, my youngest boy, 3 years. So I discovered he had a small wound here. I got pseudo-cream. I put it on. So now, I put it where he could reach. So he got it and smeared his face with pseudo-cream.
No, Lord.
Now sisters are calling me, Daddy, come and see what Alpha has done. Now I come, I found the guy was a choke.
White.
Yeah. So I hold his hand. The first one was a slap.
3 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said, wow. The mom came running. I said, no, no, no. A distance.
Leave us.
A distance. A distance. A distance. please.
We're at distance.
In my head, I already
This-
started saying, but
yeah.
it's just cream.
He said, no, this is a kid. I said, please, a distance. This is a boy. I know how to handle. So when I got him, cleared him, after clearing, I hugged him. After hugging him, I said, Daddy loves you. He has slapped you because you've done something bad. But he loves you. Say, I'm sorry, Daddy. Say, I'm sorry, Daddy. Say, Daddy loves me. Say, Daddy loves me. Never do it again? Yes, I'll never do it again. That is it. I swear he will never. Yes, the slap was a bit, and I also intentionally slapped the what? The hand.
Because it's the one which smeared.
The hand. You get it? So, and these are responsibilities. You say, you know, that is child abuse. So you are going to decide either to develop the, I didn't want to use the negative word, to develop people who will shame us tomorrow, or play our role to raise the generation that will be proud.
Even
So
the
it
Bible
is
tells us to
important.
beat foolishness out of children.
But even the Bible gives us
Yeah, it
that.
says foolishness.
Even the
It's
spear
bound.
the rod spoil the child. But it shouldn't start that way with that. It starts with a talk. It's a conversation. Particularly when they are at the age whereby they can listen.
Yeah.
Never fear even to talk to them even if they are 3. They listen.
They know it is, yeah.
They know. They may not respond the way you thought they would, but they actually listen.
They listen.
Talk to your children, ladies and gentlemen. Have a conversation with them. But the question is, do you have the time?
We are coming there.
Yeah.
Any other drugs that you've had? And the reason I'm asking this is because I want parents to be able to recognize and see Next time parents are packing bread, they are going to hold the bread in their hands.
No, we buy the bread on
We
the
buy
way
the
to
bread
school.
on the,
No pre-buy.
no,
The
yeah.
advice I've been giving such as schools is to have them in their canteen.
So they purchase,
Yeah, they purchase
so
from the
they get
canteen.
money.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, my daughter's school, they don't allow cookies.
Exactly.
You can bring biscuits,
because the
but they don't allow
The
cookies.
cookies now, they are cookies
baked.
with wheat.
Yes.
Yeah, they're made.
And they're selling
Yeah,
them in
things.
supermarkets.
Come on. In supermarkets.
They are there. Our country is
I've learned that there's
interesting.
a particular language when you
Yeah,
want
they
to
use
ask for
the
those
moment
things.
you go in,
What
there
is
is
it?
a language
Yeah,
they
so
use.
I don't know, you have to know. So if you don't know it, that means you're not part of them.
You get it?
So there's a code for
Yes,
it. Eh?
yeah.
You don't just go and say
No,
cookies
no,
with
because
grass.
now they know that you know that
I
you
tell you don't with grass.
Wow, they know. Wow, they know that you know
this
it's
is
gummy,
real, by
it's
the way.
cookies.
People may
because
be
with
watching
grass.
us,
Yeah.
and they think that it's a conversation for a show. This is real. I've told you, for my last 11, 12 years in schools, I know what we are going through. My worst time is when I'm leaving that room, driving back home. I'm so shattered.
Beaten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shattered. At times you cry,
And you can't solve everything.
and you can't solve everything. My worst experience was when I found a girl being impregnated by her dad. I cried. I was
Yes, I have
like,
a daughter.
how on earth can this be?
How sick can someone be?
Sick.
But again,
Wicked.
it takes us back to the family because
broken.
my investigation showed this was the gentleman raised those kids alone by himself because when they were young, the wife went for a conference in London and she went undercover.
And she has never come.
Yeah,
She never-
undercover. I thought she was like an
we call it
FBI or
undercover.
something.
Yeah, we call it undercover.
Wow.
Living in Europe without papers. We call it
Yeah.
undercover.
Oh, yeah. Got you.
We call it undercover. So the guy raised these kids, 2 girls and 1 boy, because they could fear in their bedroom. He lived with them in his bedroom, and they were living with him on his
I
bed.
don't know.
And this is the man who could also go and drink, become silly.
And you know that, even when you've talked about drinking, there are those common drugs that the children are taking, and they're seeing it from their
They are
parents.
from their parents. This is another scenario. You're at home, your fridge is full of, I don't want to mention, full of those
Alcohol.
things. Alcohol. Thank you for the word. The best alcohol. Do you know what you're teaching them?
But it's okay.
Should be
Once in a
stocked.
while. Yeah.
Stocked.
Any time of the day is another thing.
Stocked.
Yeah.
You are
Buzz.
watching a movie
Like it's a in your house.
and the kids are watching you. Do you know for them they learn by seeing?
Yeah, it's true.
And they want to experiment.
Yeah.
For them they learn by seeing. You are kicking your wife every night and they are watching you. I got that experience from my parents. My father died, I think 7 years back, but he'd been married to my mother for 67 years.
Oh, nice.
But there is this something interesting that I picked from them. We've never seen them exchanging. Now I asked them, but Mzee, how did you manage? In their bedroom, they had 2 seats and a stool. On the stool, there was a Bible. So he told me that was their court.
Oh.
Yeah. Then secondly, whenever they could get a disagreement, they would sit there and
On
argue
the-
their case. That is their
To the
witness.
Bible.
That the Bible is their witness.
Yes.
Then finally, afterwards, nobody wins, they pray.
Oh dear. That's so cool. Nobody wins, they pray.
They pray. Now, the second one is, we could actually at times exchange, but we didn't want you to see it. Because I want you, when you grow up and I find you beating your wife, I'd ask you, where did
Where
you
have
learn
you
it
seen
from?
it? Yes. Wow.
And I can say it beyond a shadow of doubt because I know you didn't see
Not
it with
me.
me.
Yeah, tell me,
Yeah.
where did you learn it from?
Yeah.
You want always to win all the time. He said, no,
It's not a competition.
let her win, even if it sounds stupid to you. Let her win, you will have peace.
Oh dear.
I was like,
Okay, indeed.
You know, just before we started the show, you said some children, I think was saying drug abuse is tearing homes apart.
Yes.
With parents being sad and going through the emotions of my child I'm taking my child to these homes, rehab and everything, and their homes are breaking. And then you said something interesting. You said that, but it's also the reverse.
It is the other way around.
Some
Because
children,
now, Manuela, some children are going on drug because of the dysfunctional families. And also, families are broken because of drugs of their children. Because do you know what happens? It was your fault. Where were you? It was, now you start, okwesoja. Now it started like that, and then it becomes something rowdy, and then you stand. Now this is another story my father told me, that the moment you are blessed, that you get a wife who talks a lot, she wants to overshadow you, never argue with her when you are standing. Scientifically, once you stand, once you stand, your body is on standstill to react. That's why you fight when you are standing. In fact, as you are exchanging, your hand is here.
When you're standing.
You are this, and then you are this, you are this. All of a sudden, your mental oblongata will say, act. You will not even know how your hand has come. Actually, those people who fight, they will tell you, by the way, I can't
I don't know what
imagine.
happened. Oh, wow.
So he tells me, if you were to have a conversation with your wife with some voice, sit down. And make sure you hold your hands and keep on looking at her.
Oh dear. Bless his heart.
Do not use, because some men, they are exchanging, then they are talking, then he's on phone. She's talking, and you ladies are emotional. You want attention. He's on phone.
I'm telling you my thing.
So what? It's as if you're not listening. No, he told me,
Oh Lord.
watch her. Let her speak. If you see her instantly and constantly, she will speak 3 words and start crying. Hug her.
And it's done.
Oba mumaze.
Aba wedi.
Ananga, I wish your father could just talk to all the men.
Aba wedi.
God rest his soul. because
Aba wedi.
Should have recorded.
That's a
Now,
lot of
why
wisdom.
am I saying all this? He gave me time.
Oh, yeah.
I also availed myself. When he was still alive, I would not spend 3 months without driving 399 kilometers from City Square, Western region. Why? Just to sit with him under the tree. Listen, Mutawani, you do this and this and this. Mutawani, you do this and this. I drive my car back to Kampala. Even before I was married. Actually, I married at 45.
We really put you on pressure.
This
but
one.
you are not pressurable.
I told them nobody will
After all
push
the
me.
practice you did for
getting money.
Yeah. So, but again, it comes back to, there is another video I think I made. We're talking about why do men take long marriage. It must come from you.
It can't be anybody else.
Let me tell you, the reason why we have divorce now, we want to do what Manuela and Morondo is doing. You see them in the car, happy on the video. Say, oh, let me go and marry the other one.
We also go in our car.
Kumbe.
We also go in our car.
the pressure to buy the car.
Morondo and Manuela are burnt bricks. There is what they went through that you
There
did
is a
see.
refiner's fire.
You
I
did
see.
see it. They are showing you now, but there is where they
There's
went.
the fire.
There's a
Yeah.
And it takes us back to the show I found you filming. What keeps you? I can tell you, the conflicts in family is one of the hardest situations you can deal with. If you've managed to deal with it, you are a victor. This is the person you are with. But I will not talk to him. Till when? Till
They are
when?
close to each
Let's
other.
see who breaks.
Who breaks? But have you ever actually asked yourself, then what?
Work. Yeah. I will.
They break and then
Manuel, yes, then
You even
we are going
remember
to
you
be
were
quiet.
fighting.
We are going to be quiet. I will not talk to him.
Yeah.
The question is, then
Then
what?
what?
Who does it serve?
Then he feels it.
Then you feel the chimango.
Let me tell you
Want me nga siriwo.
the equivalence of that, Manuela, equivalence of that is like taking poison and you want the
other person to
die.
die.
The person to die,
And
yeah.
the doctor.
That is what you're doing.
But Dr. Naboth, Manuela asked a very key question. I'm sure parents are going to want to
Yes,
hear.
yes.
What are the different types of drugs?
There are
Now.
so many.
Okay, the most, can you give us like
the
maybe
common ones,
six?
the common
most
ones, I've
common.
forgotten the name, but there is one now that you put under the tongue.
Ice.
They call it ice or
It's
pill?
like a small tablet, it's like
Yeah,
a
it's a
sweet.
pill. Yeah.
And it melts.
Yeah.
Even if you test, you cannot, if you
Yeah.
are not a professional. But it goes direct in the blood.
Yep.
Then, yeah,
At school.
at school. It's called what? Kuba. Yes. Now, then there are those that will get a soda. A soda is a general name, right? A soda. This with these
But now
big
that you're saying that,
bottles.
we can tell which one you wanted to say.
Eh, So now that big bottles,
Eh.
they also drop it in there.
Or the
and it
same
melts.
tablet.
Yes, it melts. It's a soda.
And then it
Clean. But take a glass. It will hit you down. They are quite, because these kids are exposed to this.
They see all of them.
They're very good. I can tell you my 3 years boy, he can get my phone and praise the game that I've never seen in my
I
phone.
know.
And it's on your phone.
And it's on
And
your
it's
phone.
on my phone.
Yeah.
Then I will ask Dante, where did it? Yeah, Daddy,
But it was
it's
on your
there.
phone.
It's there.
that is fun.
Daddy, it's there. Then the moment I reach home, he will be the first to welcome me. He takes them as if he's going to take them for charger, but you'll find him on the phone.
He's charging.
3 years. If a 3 years can go to YouTube
What about a
and
teenager?
type in Coco Melon,
Yeah.
3 years. If he's 5, 7, won't he
What
do
else is
research
he doing?
on pornography, on drugs? But once you are cross, that
You'll be the
the
one
best
they
way, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, men and women, the best tool you can handle that is to befriend your children.
Yeah.
Preventive measures no longer work.
Yeah.
You are going to prevent him now here. He will go out and land on it.
And land on it.
You are tough with your phone, but the uncle is free.
Yeah.
The cousins, the neighbors.
Now they will become the best friend.
It's true.
So however, yes, I
But
can give.
also, we might be blaming the phone here, and we are thinking it's only the phone, but the schools they go to.
Definitely.
The
Conversation.
conversations
Yes,
they
the
have.
conversations they are having.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They even have short forms. The same way we used to have short forms, only that ours were our short
Well,
forms were like
predictable colors.
not even predictable. They were innocent.
Yeah. Okay.
But now they are so advanced.
Yeah.
The things that they are hiding from us with shorthand language.
But
with
what
each
will
other.
help us, Manuela, is the foundation we're building for them. My boy now, anything that happens, he'll say, "Can we pray for him?" He doesn't talk well, but he will end up with amen. He knows the word.
Amen.
Amen. If something happens, he say, Dante, can we pray for? Say, okay. He will come, hold, you speak. He will keep on laughing at you. Then when you are about to say amen, you say it together. That is the foundation we're talking about. Oh, some will say, but we've seen children of the reverends and the pastors getting spoiled. Oh, yeah, it is possible.
In the land of the living.
But there are very few. We are talking about general terms.
Yeah.
How are we raising our children? How are we? Ladies and gentlemen, let us go back to the basics
Yeah.
of our family,
our-
where we came from.
Yeah.
I grew up in a
To
family
defend.
whereby even my uncle would lie me down and kick me.
A community
Chiboko.
would raise
If you find me doing something funny, Chiboko,
Immediately.
then he will go and tell, hey, mtabano wawe, I have beaten him
Because of ABCD.
because I found him. So when he reports, just to know.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you touch on it, tomorrow you'll be on police.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
The other day there is a video that I saw, something that they call chugging. Did you guys see it?
Yeah. I've seen so many versions of that. So
Yeah. It's essentially they take alcohol through the butthole.
They use a syringe like a
Yes.
You know.
And so now they no longer have to smell like alcohol. They come in high.
But some are
And
using
If you put the
syringes
kid
into
upside
their
down and
blood.
just
Yeah.
go like, it's so bad.
Yeah.
Some are using syringes into their blood. Recently, I was handling a girl. She has scars all over. Yeah. And do you know how she would hide? Yeah, the sweaters.
Sweater.
All the time, she's in a sweater. So it is the best friend, as you said, the anonymous, who reported her that she does drugs. And she had spots all over. And she's brown. She had reached at a level whereby, because of that, she would even get a razor blade and cut herself.
Yeah. We're seeing a lot of it.
So that blood comes out and she feels the pain, and that pain is a reliever of the stress.
Now that you've talked about stress, so there are two things that you've talked about as causes as to why teenagers are getting into drug abuse. One of them is where they are coming from, their homes, their families are breaking. But then there's stress. I'm sorry?
It
is
comes
stressing
back.
them?
It
What?
takes
You
us
have no
away.
bills. You have no bills.
You have no wife.
don't pay school
And
fees.
those are things that stress
Now,
you.
recently I was handling a senior too.
Somebody said we are raising broilers, that we are the ones who are spoiling our children.
Definitely.
Children are like marshmallows.
Partially they are true. And
What's
the-
causing them
stressing
this
you?
stress? So that if we can, yes, I know you've talked about the family and we're going to work on it. We're working on our environment, but there must be other things, like you've said.
And actually, we've talked about family, but we never run away from it. Still, it takes you back to the family. This is what happens. This kid saw you fighting with your wife the whole night, and in the morning you are taking him to school. You saw what you did to his mother or her mother, and you expect the kid to be in class and pay attention and listen. Even if they fail in class because of that. I was handling a case whereby the kid was grade A. He was descending towards failure. And they were wondering what is happening.
What's happening?
Little did I know, my investigation showed domestic violence at home. Have I saved my mom? They beat my mom all the night. They spend the whole night fighting. Then in the morning I go. The teacher realized the kid could be in class dozing.
Because I was listening
was
to
not
them fighting. Yeah.
The anxiety and the worry.
I said, go and meet Dr. Naboth. The boy told me, I don't sleep at home. That is point number one on stress aspect. Then the second aspect, and again it is still related to family. We have been blessed with children that may not have mothers in homes, but they are other good mothers. By the time you come to me, you find me when God had blessed me with a number of children, then I bring you in to help me raise them, and you become a problem to them.
The maids.
My wife,
Other mothers.
Yes.
the other mother, I'm talking about the other mother.
You've got to say a gentleman and the.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to say that word. Say it so that Manuel is not
I'm lost.
confused.
Okay, my steps,
Steps.
stepmothers, stepmom. Some actually are some. And at times, I'm telling you, every time I leave the counseling room, I'm like dead. Now, these are scenarios whereby every time they go back home, the attention is on the supervision of everything that was not done by maids and is done by a particular.
Child.
Even when they are young, incapable of executing and doing to her contrary thinking, slaps, kicks, stress, desperation, depression. You find a senior 4 person in depression. All that, I can tell you, goes back to the family. Then again, the friends. We talked about the issue
Peer
of friends.
pressure.
Peer pressure.
This one's richer than us.
Because of that gap
To access.
that we've created, this comes, you say, oh, this is how it is handled. Oh, okay. One girl told me how she got intercourse, sexual. She became
Sexually
sexually
active.
active. A friend told her, because for her she had been doing it before, and this one didn't know. He said, no, try it. Oh my God.
You don't tell me.
You have no idea.
You don't
It is
get
the
it.
best. You are in heaven.
Wow.
So it's like, but how? He said, no.
You can only know by
When you
trying.
try.
Yes.
I can't
So
explain
now,
it.
this girl is the best friend of the other, and the parents knows they are best friends. she asks for sleepover.
Now, I hope we
Now,
wouldn't get there.
the sleepover now, the
Became
other
a
one calls
practical
the boy
exam.
who could do it to her and is now doing it to her also. Do you see now, even when there is a disease,
Disease moves from
Sharing
one
is
person
caring.
to
So where are
another.
the standards now? That
If
example
there are
is
no
traumatized.
standards.
Whoa,
if
wait.
it is a
to begin
disease,
with.
if it is a disease, they are infected together.
Where are the standards, guys?
Why?
That example
Because
is traumatizing.
you created that gap and a young girl took over.
If there is a gap, nature abhors a vacuum.
Just, Doctor,
yeah.
wait, I'm very disturbed. I'm sorry to even cut you short.
And she's telling
I
me,
was invited to a party, in that thing of friends. And they're like, you know how young people are now getting married and having children? So they're young people. They're like 26 maybe, and they have a child. Then their friends also come over. It's a child's party, right?
Yeah.
So the parents, 'cause when she said vaping, I'm like, kids, it was the parents vaping. And then I realized that there's it's like a pen.
Yeah.
It's really fancy. Like, it's not this whole thing people know about shisha, what, I don't know. It's just a pen.
Not a pipe.
Yeah, no, not a...
There's even one that looks like a lighter. It's almost like
yeah,
a
so it looks like a
keyholder.
fancy pen, right? But the parents are the ones.
Baby.
Yeah, and because they're all lost in it, I think he's about 2 years old. He goes on the table and picks a glass off. I don't know what it was. I think it was whiskey. And the kid is sipping. Now for me, because I was traumatized, I jump
And
at
the
the kid
parents
and
are
I'm
happy.
like, don't do that. The
And
mom
the
is like, that one is used.
that is it. He's raising a drunkard.
Help me.
He's raising a drunkard. Because that is
Now
what
if
it
they
is.
put the pen down now.
Yes, exactly. It's what they would do.
So there are parents who
They think it's
essentially
cool.
instigate, bring it up.
Those
But
are the
also
people-
sometimes they
those
don't
are-
want to be judged. So they're just like, "Ah, whatever. So that they can feel
Good about what
not
they're
I don't
doing.
even know if it's good, but if you came here to judge me, I'm sorry.
I really
we are
did. I
used.
even went home because I was so traumatized. I was like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
judged.
I
You
really
judged.
did. Like, even openly.
Yeah, I think for me, my pain usually comes with there are certain parents who they can see what they are doing, but there are certain parents who don't know, and I not to be mean, but I feel like if you've chosen that your children are going to be drug addicts, we need another show for you. We need a separate show
Yeah,
for you.
yeah, yeah.
For
You're
your
special,
Yeah.
and we need to put a different show for you. But there's another woman who didn't know she has taken her child to your school, where your child who just takes alcohol is also
Is teaching
is also
them.
And
teaching
is
your
teaching
child.
them.
Yeah.
Not
That
just
is
one.
what we're talking about
Correct.
now.
So, one as a parent, how can I tell that
That it's
oh
happening.
this one
Makes
something
has changed.
something is happening, something has changed, and then what do you do about it? Because you can't go and say, Iwe, are you on alcohol now? You've become an alcoholic.
Look at his
Look
eyes.
at you. What are those eyes? Why are your eyes? How do we
And you can't switch their
approach?
schools every time.
And that will push them far away from you.
So how can we tell
Now.
that they
You're that parent who they've called
Yes.
to
Now,
school.
now this is what happens on what I advise parents to do. The moment your child introduces a friend to you, start an
The
investigation
research.
on their family.
Yeah.
Before the kid, go
And our
back.
parents used to do that.
Bana bani.
Bakolachi.
Actually, some of us from Western region, that's why.
Muryomboha.
Eh.
Orioha.
Whose are you?
My fun experience in senior 3. I'm coming a boy, coming a boy. And this girl during the holidays, she
Right,
comes to visit. Yeah, we are living in
Nyonya
our home. And she comes and visits. Oh, I was very anxious. She comes and then we sit. Time ran and I forgot it was time for milking.
Yeah.
Yet that was your responsibility.
Milking. We start milking from 3 up to 7. And we had a 0 grazing cow. If you exceed the time, it starts shouting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we on Kabozi. We were in the living room. Kabozi and banging Kabozi. Ha! Mosey comes. And the cows, they were like, what is happening with 5? We used to call it 5. Then we say, Naboth has not yet milked. We say, where is he? Say, he's
Kabozi.
seated in there. My God.
I know Mjenyi.
He has a visitor.
VIP.
He enters. He sees that. When he entered, it's when I realized I've not.
Milks the cow.
He said, he moved. He didn't say a word. He moved out.
He left you with your
That
visitor.
was your signal.
What? I started fidgeting what to do. Say, coming back, he came with a belt.
Ah, with the visitor still present.
Come on, what are you talking about?
What are you
And the
saying?
first question was on the girl.
Then you invited her.
Hey,
The first question was on the girl.
Uh-huh.
He said,
Who are you?
you Urumharawo.
I'm fine, thanks. How about
What
you?
has brought you?
He asked, Urumharawo,
Whose daughter are you?
whose daughter are you?
Eh,
I don't have girls to visit. You come to visit.
visit.
Wizakora chaha.
Wow.
Down.
Over get out. I'm sorry, was that get out or
At
get
that
down?
moment, because in our home area they knew him. He was a no-nonsense man.
That girl was bold.
Whoever
but
knows
then
who
they were
Abel,
moving.
they will tell you. It was that UPC guy who will just do it the way he finds you.
Nange.
Kiboko ne zaaka. Kati we bakubira oli ne manti kati nze mpwedde.
Honestly, they can beat a visitor.
For
And
you,
that's what they don't know.
you are going to where
They are
After
not
that-
asking whose are you
And
and what has brought you
He
here.
did not stop there. He even followed her to her home.
After beating her.
Yes, he said, actually, I'm coming today evening to your home because you've told me if they are your parents, I'm
I'm
coming.
coming. Pananga.
So?
Small villages.
I also got mine. After getting mine, I rushed,
And milks
milked,
the cow.
of course, milking, crying. I didn't even satisfy it. It was supposed to produce 20 liters. I got 15. Then there
And
are other
added your
kiboko
tears.
also.
because
Now,
you've
he
done
followed
all
the girl and reported, I say, tell your daughter,
to stop coming to my home.
when you come to my home, you have time where there are no busy schedule.
Eh,
Don't come in the milking time.
My boy could not milk my cow because
Oh,
of your
wow.
daughter. Teach your children good
Manners.
manners.
Aye. Drops Mike walks out.
That was Wakazi wa Abel.
My God.
that could
How
bring
do
me
you
in
know
a
your
debate.
children?
I'm not being waited at other people's homes.
They will bring, oh, this is my best friend. Start your research. Bwe baba beekuba awaka, it's what that
They're
boy
going
will
to go
teach.
for your child, yeah.
Bwe baba banywa omwenge, is what that child
It's coming.
will. If they are smoking, it's what that child will teach. If they go to Sunday school, definitely.
That's what will happen.
If they recite the Bible, definitely. So, interest yourself
In knowing what's happening.
in knowing the friends, your children's friends' affairs. Don't leave it to them.
You know, you've spoken that and something just came into my heart immediately. If we could just make, for lack of a better word, if we could make the right things as exciting as the wrong things.
Yes.
Because think about it, when they come to engage with the child, the reason that's why they're being curious about another is because someone's like, do you know this kind of thing, if you put here like this, before you know it, you'll be in
You're
the
flying
sky.
on
You
the
know
clouds.
what I
You
mean?
go
Forget
high, they
all
use
your
those terms.
problems.
You go high. Yeah, you know,
It's
you will
exciting.
you'll forget some of the problems. Then, you know, they are even in relationships as early as 14. I was handling a
14?
relationship.
14? 9,
12.
10.
The guy, I was
10.
handling a crush issue,
Bambi.
boy, to a girl, and the girl is old. The boy is young.
Challenge.
The boy is in senior 2, the girl is in senior 4.
What you?
But because their families are from the same ground, or they have
Affluence.
some little money, so
He can
they,
relate.
they feel they can
They were
relate.
rich,
Yeah.
they are rich.
And the boy feels he's capable.
I can manage.
It's a good
Senior
challenge.
2, and the girl is telling you, come on, you are a boy. You know, senior 4 now, they are eyeing
Senior 6. Yeah.
You have observed that? Oh, no, it
Manuela
now.
looks stressed.
Know it now. That is what is happening here. We've come here to speak the realities.
Yeah.
Girls
Yeah.
no longer interest themselves in boys that are below
Their
their
age.
age. Even on their age, no.
Because they feel like they have nothing to offer them.
Senior 6, they are in corporate class.
Otio? I'm sorry,
Those are the people who will
Wait.
come driving
Corporately, you've
They
skipped
buy
even
for
campus.
them iPhones.
They
Senior
have
six.
skipped campus.
In fact, you come as you can't go no patch.
Mamanze.
Your dad is
Grab.
giving you pocket money.
I'm also getting pocket money.
Pocket money, kati. What is the difference? Kati. That is the narrative. That is the trend that has been set.
Yeah.
And I allow me comment on just like two things. You see, you mentioned something about children being stressed because of, you know, what they are going through, you know, their experiences. And I don't want to sound like I'm judging or being inconsiderate, but where do we draw the line? Because if I'm to use, for example, our own experiences, we've talked about poverty here and, you know, we've laughed about it and, you know, growing around our, you know, relatives, you are living like almost in 6 homes. By the time you're becoming an adult, you've lived like in 5, 16 homes, seeing all sorts of things, doing all kinds of work. You're a maid, as if you're not a maid. Because you are related. Hey, you guys are, the people are even confused. Like, we've seen these things happen. Were we stressed? Maybe we were.
But how come we
But
didn't
how
turn
come we did not turn to
To
alcohol? How, that's why
I have your answer.
I feel that there needs to be a line drawn somewhere. And this would be my response, yeah? Is it the exposure now?
Yeah.
Is it being entitled and the platforms that have been created where we can vent and express ourselves? What is causing that instability?
Imbalance.
Because I kid you not, there are some people who cannot relate. A parent who has gone through hell and back and resilience has made them what they are, and they've given you a life that they know they did not have. Like, how do you think you're going to, a parent like that, how do you expect them to parent a child who they are thinking, but everything, I'm trying to be
I've given them
present.
everything.
At everything is
That
as if,
thing.
so I'm confused. What exactly, like, where do we draw that line
need to hold your hand.
Hold me
of
because
empathy?
I want to tell her.
There's someone
You know,
burning.
Tell us.
Kanamara told me, I had a conversation, and you guys have been watching Kanamara. I was talking to him, and we had that conversation, and he was saying the escape route for a poor child when they are stressed is out of the house.
Yes.
They realize they are not rich at their home. They realize they don't have food. So for them,
We go
to be defiant, to be a rebel,
Is it-
oti, out of
away.
the house.
Yeah, we look for greener pastures.
A rich child, they are in the pastures. Hey. So where do they run?
Hey.
They can't run out of the house. I
Everything
never had
is
with a
here.
rich boy run out of the house.
He brings his bad manners there. Kati yangu wenkukubira
He's-
nekugamba we didn't drink it together. So why are you bringing the alcohol in our house?
They escape from within. They kill themselves. They take alcohol. That is their escape. Because the
Exactly.
teenagers
There's
are
nowhere
looking
to go.
to escape. Even if you
Escape.
remember your time,
Yes.
we went through stresses. Naye ng'oli mwavu nnyo.
Anakunonya.
What do you mean
Sit
you buy
and be
bread?
calm.
You buy bread and put
It is
Uganda
where your
wallet.
rice at
You
20K.
You can't afford bread. Even your friends can't afford it.
You can't
Bread is a
privilege.
privilege.
You get out. Hey, that is the escape.
Kalevambi, there are Gen Zs going to watch us and
that
they
is so
cannot
bad.
relate.
No,
We
they
apologize.
They're like bread.
That is so bad. They had to start take away a mu mawogo. Guys,
You can't. The desire is to escape. And escapism is different depending on the what? On the
On
social
your
status.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I get to the whole within.
No wonder I'm sorry
has
to
got
say.
seats.
yeah.
We did augur well.
It's
The
well.
biggest number of spoiled children are from families that are not expected to happen.
Well-to-do families.
Well-to-do. The biggest number of children I'm dealing
And
with
they have the biggest access
are
to the
from
thing.
well-to-do families. Kanchijeyo bwemba mungu, come and beat me.
Say it.
Can't manage.
Say it.
Because it's hard to find a poor boy spoiled.
Kale,
Let me tell you something interesting. Are you aware that 90% of rich people in Kampala are from poor families?
it's true.
It's true.
They overcompensate.
It's true.
Yeah, so they're overcompensating.
They're compensating.
90%.
90% of rich people
Actually,
in
over.
Kampala.
Yes.
Are
Now
poor
we're
families.
Hey!
You are among them.
Chidi accurate. We have gone through resilience.
Exactly.
So
But
my
now
child
the
challenge.
other one, as Manuela brought it.
I'm not in that. I'm not
They
in
are-
those statistics.
That's this
The
fair.
90.
The 90.
That's this fair. Life is like that. And the boy is 32, still living in your house. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Oh, what? Again, they were.
Tetomogobie.
My children, that school my kids go to, there's a phrase their directors and HMs keep saying that I didn't know what it means, but because I would say it so much, I had to research on it. Tenacity. And then their headmaster one day, explained it and said, we know the profile of the parents we have here.
Okay.
That you have strived, you're comfortable, you're making your children even maybe more comfortable. So our mission as a school is to teach your children to know that they can live beyond the comfort you're giving them. That we need them to have the tenacity to want more, keep moving. That yes, you have grown sing. My mom is Manuela. She texts me everywhere I want to go.
Going to be nice. I see it already. Pauline.
No, it's a nice story.
It's a nice one.
Hey,
Okay, please. Feel
that
free.
my mom is okay.
She takes me out to
she texts
KFC,
me. She gives me everything. She
CJ.
listens
She
to
drives
me.
her
I'm
Benz.
comfortable.
Yeah, she drives her Benz.
So for Manuela's daughter, okay, my daughter, to look beyond what I am availing, and the comfort I am giving her, and to desire more, not only for herself,
Simba wakati
but for
katona.
her future.
Simba wakati katona.
Apparently, that's
Another mistake
They are
that I'm
drive for
making
tenacity.
is to show these children that everything you see here is yours.
I just know about the
We talked
the-
about
Remember,
it.
yes,
We talked
yes.
about it.
No,
It's really
why should I
not.
work?
sometimes you don't show. They just know.
The last time I had that
They were
conversation with my
nerds.
kids, they said
They
that
were
I'm
just-
rude.
But children at school
Said,
telling
"Miss,
their
you don't
friends,
talk to your
why are you
children
reading
like
hard? The things you're reading hard to get.
If God
Yeah.
still
As we
blesses
have.
me,
So they don't even want to study hard.
They told me I'm
if
rude
God
when I
still
get-
blesses me, I have told my boy, you have nothing of me. He's young. It's my daughter who will take what I have. Because chances are high, she may land in the hands of a nitwit.
Don't plan
Who
those
will?
things.
Chances
Preparation. Remember what we talked
want
about?
to know about it.
Just in case your daughter
I
lands in the hands of
wanted
any
to refer
tweet,
you
you've
to the
prepared
book.
for her.
It is called The Prince by Machiavelli. I think you've heard about it. He said, if you want peace, you prepare for war.
Yeah.
She talked
So funny.
about
talked
it.
about it.
that, yeah.
If you want peace, prepare
for
It's called The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli. It's considered one of the greatest philosophers. He's a political philosopher. If you want peace,
Prepare
for war. And in your planning, never forget that the devil is alive. He's not dead.
Some nitwit. Akosija kerabira.
And those are the people raised in the other families.
The ones who don't care, who are like, let that one we are used, let him drink.
Where they have bars in the home,
bars in the
alcohol
home,
in the
everything.
fridge.
And then she is
Yeah,
going to
liberal.
land on your daughter. She doesn't
Fire,
know what it
fire,
means
fire.
to say, you must work.
Fight.
You must work. That a man, for me, I was raised, I must work. Oh my God. That's why even the way you've seen me, so some of you see who I am, there are things I do and everybody's like, Jesus Christ, how did it? I've been a border rider.
Dr.
I've-
Naboth.
Yes, he has.
Yes, she's here, she can
Yes.
tell you.
He drives his own car. Yeah.
I've been,
What?
No,
Boda
no,
boda
what,
rider?
boda boda,
I've
yeah,
been-
leave that
Hey.
alone.
I've been a
Yes.
border rider.
He has.
Go to my YouTube.
With
I've-
Musabaze.
I have been a taxi driver. I have been a special hire. I have been a bus conductor.
Guys, we repeat, conductor, not
Conductor,
driver.
not a
Conductor,
driver.
fuluma.
Conductor,
bodamu.
fulumo yingire.
Eh.
Emigugu giri wano.
Yeah,
Until I completed my university. That took me into corporate world.
sure.
So, what is that you are talking about that I don't know? I know.
Oh, that boy is gonna work.
You must work.
That boy is not ready.
And
He's not
guess
yet
what?
aware.
He's
And
not
He
guess
ready.
doesn't
what?
know what's
I have
coming.
disabilities.
Yeah.
I'm not walking like you.
So
But you go to my
there's no
YouTube and see,
excuse.
there is a video
There's really no
I
excuse.
loaded in when I was riding a bicycle. And on that bicycle, I would put in the 20 liters can, milk. You go to the dairy, you drop milk, then you go to school, then in the evening you pick the can from school, from to the dairy, then home. And there be home before 7.
No, we're
They are
riding
doing
a
it.
bike.
After 7.
I'm riding a bike. I
They
have an
do it.
accelerator.
They do it. He was always available. Waika shazenga? Wabo inoha?
They're built.
Not now they are.
So if we did that to the children of now, and to be
What does
main
that look
parents,
like? I want to,
No.
Mental health, guys.
No, I think the question we want to ask is, what does that
Look like
kind
now.
of raising
Yeah.
look like right
Now.
now? Yeah.
Now, the best, of course, you may not take them what we went
Literally, yeah.
but try to show them that there is a life beyond what they found.
Oh,
By the way,
yeah.
do you know some of you have gotten challenges? You go with your children in the village, they look for those not dressed well, they call them mad people.
Fire.
I have a friend of mine who, yes, he took his children in the village, they refused the milk. Yes, that milk they know is from the fridge, not from the cow's teat.
No, my.
it's dirty.
Even at
That
school.
is, it's dirty.
So essentially what you're saying is we expose them to the good
Yes,
as
and
much as
also
we expose
show
them to the bad.
Show them.
as much
I
as we
drive
do
with
the
my
good.
children deliberately at times, and we drive through the slum.
Yeah, I've done that.
And I put the glasses down.
Down.
Then one time my daughter said, "But Daddy, when can we get our clothes and bring them too?" That is the way. Now, born in Moyenga, raised in Moyenga, schooled in
Chilling with the
Moyenga,
Moyenga guys.
Married
rented
in
in
Moyenga.
Moyenga, built in
Rented
Moyenga,
where? Daddy gave us a house.
and you are CEO of a company,
What, yeah.
and you are a project is in Guru. Will you understand?
We can't
what
relate.
You can't
is Guru?
relate
What are you
to
going to
their
do in Gulu?
challenges.
We think these guys are lazy.
Yeah.
There is something
Guys,
interesting I learned
work.
recently. I was watching the story of Kabakovo Buganda,
Yeah.
and he told me, you know, they started Budo because of him. But after 1 year, they took him to a certain school in the village for 1 year, so that he could see
With all his
His
English.
the people he will be taking care of.
Governing.
Put in Budo.
So it can make sense.
I was like, oh.
Their issues.
And
their
as I was just saying,
challenges.
eagles fly with eagles. Kings rise with kings.
No, you can fly and check combat
fly,
fly.
but like-
We're not
So,
going
in
to.
short, to answer
Okay.
you,
Go
to
back from
answer
that
you,
one.
Sharon and
Yes.
Manuela, yes, they are here, but take them somewhere to see
Yeah.
that there is a life beyond what
they see and what they know.
Then at times I have a construction company. I may drive with them to the site, and I spend the day with them. They see how I struggle.
That's nothing we would like to do.
Then I eat food with the workers.
Nice.
I don't pack the KFC. The moment we
So
go
that
together, we'll eat that food, I bet. It's up to you. You don't eat it,
You
Okay,
go
you start.
hungry.
And children always eat it unless they're not
and
hungry.
they enjoy it.
Yeah.
Kaunga,
Actually, they'll
bijanjalo.
show off because they know you show off.
Why? They have seen you.
Yes.
And when they get the same people, is what they will treat them.
They it's a copy paste.
Oh,
situation.
that was eating with these people. They are good. And now for me, at home, the most delicate person is my maid.
Me too.
There are
Sorry, I
those
can't
that
relate.
come, they want to eat from the kitchen.
Yeah.
I said,
Because that's what they use.
Past experience.
please, join us.
Come sit here.
All your lives are in her hands.
It's true.
You forget.
She
Can decide and make all of you
Kuba
rest.
in your food.
All of you rest. And you are mishandling her. You are calling her all sorts of names.
not
She will
giving her
eat the
food.
You're
last
talking
food.
down
If
to
it's
her.
there,
She will eat the last
Or different food.
on the dish,
Somewhere.
or eating a different. That is what they are
But
doing.
yeah,
now.
there are people different.
People still
Cook
do
ours
that.
and then cook.
Oh.
But what a wow.
Thanks.
If
Real wow.
I'm Yona, Nibambi me,
And you're going to deliver with your
Then
kids
I eat
tomorrow.
it after I serve you.
Then you are leaving her
I choose the food I want.
Okay.
because you have cameras, and
Oh,
Eh,
because what the cameras will fly you to your
cameras,
home.
yeah, and you have them on your phone. You are seeing what is zibasanze.
Indeed.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It's clear that as parents we have a very big role.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I've learned over the past few years is that it's hard to create a relationship where there was none.
True.
Yeah.
And so we have to start building.
Yeah.
If you're a parent who has younger children, start building a relationship now. It's tedious. It's hard to go on the floor and drive that car with
But
your
do
son.
it anyway. Do it
It's
anyway.
hard to hold that baby doll and they're telling you, Mommy, my baby is going to hospital. Put an injection.
Give my baby
Mommy,
milk.
give my baby milk. It's so
Guys, I feel jealous.
strenuous.
Please do
It's
it.
so, you're
You are
exhausted.
tired. Yes, you
You're
are tired. You are from the bank
work.
working.
And you're singing a lullaby
You
to
know
a
it's
dog.
late.
Ah.
You're from the bank. You've been counting people's money. You are so exhausted. You are home and the baby is coming. Mommy, mommy, go away.
Yeah. 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 The
Because you are
relationship
tired.
starts
Did she
there.
participate in making her?
No.
Did she make that decision of being your mother?
Your child, yes.
I wish we would rethink. Can we engage our mental faculties and think beyond the status quo? If we don't do that, and it is applied by the sixth sense, which is not common, unless it is within those with deliberate effort to raise children, that your child is your responsibility. The rest comes next. Even if I'm in the boardroom and I see my wife's call, she's saved as dawn, I'll move out. Excuse me. I'll move out. Dawn, is everything okay? Oh, okay. If I don't pick, I also told her, if I don't pick, please send a message.
I will read it.
I'll read it out and I jump out. Very many meetings I've jumped out because of that. Why? Let me tell you, the first judgment you'll have is on the nature of children you will
That
have.
household.
That is the first judgment.
Yeah.
You know, Uncle, we have a proverb, "Mbomwana mubi, azumisa nyina." And actually, it's not even the father. They consider the mother, that a bad child is an abuse to the mother. Why? Because you spend more time with them than the father. And recently, a colleague of mine, we had a conversation on relationship, and they told me, if you want to get the good woman, before you go far, investigate her mother.
She will be her mother.
If
It is not a lie.
boys, if you are to marry, before you go far in relationship, investigate her mother. That will be the woman you will pick.
And for women,
For women, go and see what her father does, his father does.
That's it.
You'll get what you
That's
want.
your husband. Yes.
What the mother is doing, exactly. Some of you even sit like your mothers.
It's true.
Some of you even walk like your mothers.
Ah, Daddy, you
Some
laugh
of
like
you
your
cook.
mothers.
The first meal you prepared, who taught you?
My mother.
Exactly. That's why
It's
Mr.
true.
Marondo, I've seen him the other night.
He has a big stomach.
I was
You have
teasing-
done well, Manuela.
I was
You've
teasing
done
him, man, you are
well.
becoming a pregnant man. What is the problem?
I will leave my husband alone.
Yeah, because he's happy. Let me tell you,
Did you want to cook salad?
do you know the heart of a man is in the stomach?
It's true.
That is a story for another.
It's a story for another.
For another one. You know, even when, like me who lost my mom early,
Yes.
you know, I keep telling my friends the first meal she ever taught, she used to have ulcers. So she used to say matoke would make her
Yeah, true.
feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, true.
So she loved posho. So the first meal I ever learned how to make, like a serious meal, leave these things of eggs, I don't know, macaroni and what, it was posho. and she would tell me 2 cups of 1 cup of water, 2 cups on like
Exactly.
real measurements. Then she's like,
And
how is
she's
it
seeing how
Boha,
you're
now
doing.
you add.
You add,
Then
add.
after,
I see my
kabumbeje,
wife doing
what? Now put in there. So it's a first thing I learned. And yet I was actually young, but till today. I can brag, I can cook posho for, it's like the easiest thing I can cook. Then I end up with a naturally man. So we keep cracking jokes with my friends that time. I think she knew. You're going to go that side. Let me bear my child.
I see my wife doing it with, because we have 10, 8. Those are the ones we're living. Then we have 4, 3. I see her. She will stand in the kitchen, slice the onion. Then she will say, no, that one you didn't do it well. Repeat it. Then I'm like, but why are you giving her time? You say, please, I'm preparing somebody's wife.
It's true.
True.
Send her my greetings.
Your love.
So much. All
I'm
of it.
preparing somebody's
Wife.
men. You are going to prepare somebody's husband.
Banangi, yeah. That's the camera. Doctor.
You are going to prepare somebody's husband. Now the choice is, if he's your son, would you allow him to take somebody's daughter? If she's your daughter, would you be happy to give your daughter to your son?
Your son. The version of your son.
I like it. Let us go. It's time for us to go because we are the things of Dr. Naboth. They don't get finished. Hey, we've been schooled on We've been schooled on parenting.
From Dr. Coole to Dr.
I'm going back to Dr. Naboth.
You're
now
humble.
I've understood why they call him
Yeah.
Dr. Naboth. Dr. Coole, I've left it.
You're
I've been humbled and brought back to reality.
And that is the life we are living in.
Yeah.
The unfortunate part is that we are shying away from it and we're killing the generation.
It's true.
Do you think it's also necessary that we encourage parents like us just try to do some research?
Yes.
Google, these things are there, like to find out the
Your kids are
drugs that
Googling.
are
They are there.
like
Even
just
over-the-counter medication. I was finding it out the other day.
Yeah.
Because children are going through so much stress, they are not
Yes.
sleeping,
Yes.
so they are now relying on sedatives that are over-the-counter.
Exactly.
Now,
so I think it's okay to research
another interesting
instead of hiding
thing,
our heads
recently,
in
no,
the
see,
sand.
those are negative ones. There is a positive one that is now negative. Some people keep money in their bedrooms in packs. There is a case I was handling. This boy went and picked 5 million.
Without the parents knowing.
No,
Tell how you
they
have
sent
bundles.
him.
Okay.
He said, Daddy, I'm going to school, but I don't have money. You go and pick there. The guy
picked
picked
5 million?
5 bundles of 1 million. Because it was a pile.
Upkeep.
If I'll give you a story,
Small.
it may not be for this show.
It was a
Pockets
pile.
change.
Then the boy goes to school and buys the whole canteen.
He bought
I
the
was going to
school.
tell you that's what your child does.
reached and told the canteen.
By the way.
He said, no.
Wow.
Everyone,
Amenize.
Me.
You come.
what do you need? Soda.
Makoi.
2.
My way.
What do you need? Okay. And the canteen man ran out of stock.
I was about to the canteen must have closed in 2 hours.
So, it was a concern to the school. They called the parents. Your boy will say, what happened? He said, yes, I came with money. Oh, where did you pick it? He told me to pick it. How much? 5 bundles. That is 5 million, he said. You called me here because of 5 million? He's now blasting the school.
I didn't see
leaving
that one
my
coming.
work.
I also didn't see that one coming.
You're making
Because
me
my
stop what
story
I
is
was
funnier.
doing.
I stopped what I was, because they called it, there is something urgent we need to address. at
You were
school.
shouting over 5 million.
And I became
Small
small.
money.
I almost shrink in my chair. I was like, poor me. Kati nze mwavu nayogera ki. 5 million?
You called me here.
Follow me.
Hey, did they slap
They
you for
changed
5
this.
million?
Eh,
He grabbed the
the
boy.
child.
Hey.
Follow me, we go home.
Did they change school?
I think he did. But again, now, what precedent are you setting for the child?
Who, by the way, might not even make that
That
same
money is everything, the rest is useless. Even the
Other
teacher
people,
and the
yeah.
counselor that was hired.
To cancel your child.
Only 5 million?
Manula, do you need a drink?
She needs to.
Only 5 million? You call me here?
My God. I really didn't see that response coming.
I went to go speaking Runyankwe Ntoboro Nembwa.
Poverty.
Poverty is a dog.
It is common in our language. Toboro Nembwa. 5 million?
Just
It was like this.
You just call me.
Just
I waste all my time and the jam.
Let's go.
Follow me.
My God, you
These ones
guys.
can't manage.
They're not ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the show. This show can't end. In fact, if I were here, I would come and join us because we are going to
Let's continue the discussion.
This discussion. Let us know in the comment section what about this conversation most hit you. Because not only did we talk drug abuse, we spoke about the environment our children are in, peer pressure, we talked about families, we talked about stress, we talked about everything. It's been so wholesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Coole. Thank you so much for coming and giving us all of this wisdom. And I pray and I hope that while we go away from here, while we leave this show, while we share it, I hope and pray that we look inside ourselves.
If you may maybe allow me with a parting shot,
Yes.
is that, yes, God has blessed us. We are where we are in the family. We have a house, I have a car to take children. Have you raised them also to do the same? Or you've raised them to show them that they are okay because they have that. If they are raised that way, on your deathbed, they'll be thinking of selling it. That's why in business, for example, the Indians have hereditary riches. For example, the Aga Khan who started Aga Khan is in 10th generation, but it is developing now. Why? Because they taught them the ethics of managing the
Family
Work.
They start when they are still young. They say, oh, you balance the book like this. Oh, money is not for spending, it's for saving. But for you are teaching them money is for spending. Because you are giving them pocket money in millions.
Small 5 million.
Think about the generation you are raising. Because today it's now. Tomorrow you will not be there. What name are you leaving behind? Will your children be proud to say, I'm a child to Dr. Naboth? If you save that money, if you're not careful, you will pay for the lawyers when they're in jail.
Until next time, with love from Bangkok.